Hello again. Here's a problem. A lot of kids have had problems with this in the past. This is a pretty difficult one. Now, all they tell you is that P is equal to K times S, where K is just a constant. By constant, they just mean it's not going to change. And S is equal to NT, where N is a constant. And it wants to know which of the following is true. I've just abbreviated here. This is just directly proportional, and that's what all these are here. So we're looking for a relationship between P and something to do with T. So we'll pause the video, think about this one, tough one, and we'll come back, see what we can do with it. Okay, so we're back. So this is the first thing that's going to give kids a lot of issues here is we got a lot of letters floating around up here. So tough to make sense of it. The first thing that might come to mind for some kids, if they see the directly proportional in the answer, one thing that kids have maybe learned at some point in their lifetime, y equals kx. This just means y is directly proportional to x, where k is called the constant of variation. Not really terribly important what it's called, but it's just y equals some constant times x. That's directly proportional, whereas y is equal to k over x. That's inversely proportional. Remember, directly proportional means things move together. If one thing doubles, the other doubles. Inversely means just the opposite, sort of like a seesaw effect. If one thing doubles, the other one will get cut in half. So they move in opposite directions. So I'll give you two solutions here. You see which one is easier. If you just have to be able to recognize, it doesn't matter what's P, S, S, T, doesn't really matter. It's just that two things are directly proportional when one of them is multiplied by a constant of variation. So really, in essence, what this means is that P is directly proportional to S. That's all that means in English, essentially. Here, it just means S is directly proportional to T. So if P is directly proportional to S, and S is directly proportional to T, by the transitive property then, P and T, right, they must be directly proportional. So that would lead you to A. That's just, you're going to have to know this and then be able to figure your way out. That's tough. Another way you can do it, we like to try to get numbers in to see what's going on. Let's just let's make some numbers up. And keep in mind, when we do that, right, these relationships have to hold. So whatever I choose for P and for S and whatever, they have to hold. So here we go. I'm just going to make P 10. Just, random numbers here. I'm going to make K 2, which essentially would make S equal to 5, right? Because 10 is equal to 2 times 5. So if S is 5, I don't know, let's make N 1/4. And that would give us T to be 20, right? Because 5 is equal to 1/4 times T. Now you have to peek at the answers and you have to see where they're talking about directly proportional. You have to know what that means. So let's move some of these variables around and let's see how they react. So all I'm going to do, because the constants will stay the same, so K equals 2 will stay the same, and N equals 1/4 will stay the same. Just by definition, that's what a constant is. So we really have P is equal to 2S, and we really have S is equal to 1/4 times T. So I'm just going to triple P, and let's see what happens to the rest of them. By definition, if I triple P, if they're all directly proportional, S and T should also triple. So let's see what happens. So P is going to go from 10 to 30. And certainly if I put 30 in there for P, you're going to see S go to 15, right? Because 2 times 15 is 30. And if S is 15, well, 15 equals 1/4 times what? That's going to be 60. So you can see when P triples, S triples, and T triples, they all move together. That means they are all directly proportional.